안녕하세요. 다들 좋은 한 주 보내고 계신가요? 저번 영상에 이어서 짐 로저스의 인터뷰의 두 번째 파트로 짐 로저스 본인은 현재 이자율이 높은 국채에 투자를 하고 있는지, 만약 그게 아니라면 지금 가장 크게 투자하고 있는 종목은 무엇이며 현금은 어느 정도 들고 있는지, 멜트업의 가능성은 어느 정도로 보시는지, 그리고 어떤 사인을 보고 나면 마켓 크래시가 곧 오겠구나를 눈여겨보는지 등 지금 같은 마켓에 정말 큰 도움이 될 거라고 확신하는 인사이트를 나눠주셨습니다. 자, 일부 영상을 못 보신 분들께서는 10분 정도의 시간을 내셔서 반드시 참고하시기 바라겠습니다. 분명히 지금 같은 마켓에 투자를 하시는데 큰 도움이 될 거라고 확신을 합니다. 그리고 인터뷰에 방해가 되지 않도록 제가 관리할 수 있는 모든 광고들은 빼도록 하겠습니다. 자, 그러면 디스크레이머만 듣고 영상 바로 보도록 하겠고요. 지금 시킹 알파에서 1년에 239불 하던 서비스를 167불까지 할인하는 프로모션을 하고 있다고 하니 관심 있으신 분들께서는 아래 링크를 클릭하셔서 지금 같은 좋은 기회에 할인을 반드시 받으시기 바라겠고요. 시킹 알파 퀀트 시스템의 창시자께서 시킹 알파 플랫폼을 직접 사용해서 각 분야의 탑 주식들을 찾는 방법을 설명한 영상도 있으니 참고하시면 분명히 큰 도움이 될 거란 생각을 합니다. 그리고 지금 같은 힘든 마켓의 하락으로 저평가되어 매수하기 좋은 기회라 생각한 제 장기 투자들이나 차트 분석을 통해 마켓의 상향 혹은 하향 트렌드를 기반으로 매도하는 단기 트레이드들, 그리고 이미 보유하고 있는 주식들을 단 한 주도 팔지 않고 프리미엄 수익을 내는 커버 콜들을 나누고 있는데요. 제 서비스에 관심 있으신 분들께서는 아래 페이트리온 링크를 클릭하셔서 이 힘든 마켓을 함께 잘 견디고 헤쳐나갔으면 좋겠습니다. 제가 만든 컨텐츠들은 어디까지나 정보 전달을 위한 영상들이기 때문에 절대 영상만 보시고 주식들을 매도하지 마시기 바라고요. 본인 스스로 반드시 리서치를 더 하신 다음에 판단을 내리시기 바라겠습니다.
Since you said you were out of a major part of your assets or stocks, since the bond yields are over like 5% these days, with the cash, do you park your money into the high yield bonds to take advantage of that interest rate, or do you not personally buy any bonds for your investments?
It is US dollars at the moment. It is in money market funds, essentially, because that's the easy way for me. I'm not positive on bonds. You know, in 1980, when we had a problem like this before, interest rates on treasury bills were 21%. That's not a typo. 21% in 1980, coming out of the A-long inflationary bubble. So interest rates can go much, much higher. You said they're high. Well, 5% was high once upon a time, but in the last few decades, the world has learned to have much higher interest rates, and we will have them again.
So you are anticipating that the interest rate on the bonds might go a lot higher than 5% in the near future.
Well, I don't know what the near future, how you define that, but yes, I expect to see high bonds, interest rates over 5%. Yes, in our lifetime. And I'm older than you. So both of our lifetime.
In a market like this, where would you think a safe haven would be for investments? And personally, I would love to hear where you might be keeping an eye on to invest in a situation like the one that we have.
At the moment, I told you I have a lot of US dollars. You know, when there's turmoil, they think that the US dollar, for historic reasons, is the safe haven. I have US dollars too, partly because of that. Yes, I own cash. I would like to find something else, but that's the best thing right now.
A lot of people do think that the market is overvalued with the economic situation, and they are saying that a market crash has to come or a reset has to come. But personally, then, would you be, shorting the market in any way at this point if you see a market crash coming soon? Or
I am not shorting at the moment, and that's partially because often near the end you have a blow off in markets, and I don't think we've had a big blow off, or maybe these magic 7 stocks are the blow off, the sign of a blow off. But often there is a blow off at the end when everybody says, this is going to go on forever, and they all jump in. So I have not shorted yet because maybe there's going to be a blow off.
So I guess that's what happened in the dot-com. The melt-up happened before the crashes came in. You're saying that we might have a possibility of another melt-up. So you're being very careful with shorting the market.
Well, we have often had blow-offs. Just because we've often had them doesn't mean we're going to have them again. But it is a fact of market history that there's often a period towards the end when things get hysterical. I don't think we've seen that. If we have seen it, I've missed it. I'm not shorting yet.
Based on your experience in the dot-com bubble and the financial crisis, before the actual market crash came, did you have the similar vibe or feeling like the one that we have where there's so much issues in the economy, but rationally there should be a crash? Do you feel that similar vibe in the market these days?
Well, the end of the dot-com bubbles, everybody knew this was going to go on forever. The Wall Street Journal started publishing in capital letters the term new economy. Even the Wall Street Journal was so convinced that things were different. I don't quite see that much hysteria now. It's developing. It might be coming. And if it does come, we will have the blow-off, that last shot where everything goes up and everybody's jumping into the market.
Would there be a sign that you keep an eye on that you're convinced that we're finally at the stage where we're having a crash or the market is heading to a cliff or downturn?
Well, the market will tell me. I guess I hope I will sense the hysteria that we just discussed, but I promise you, I won't get the timing right. I'll miss it. Whenever I'll start shorting, the market will go up even more. It'll say, we finally sucked Rogers in. Now we can go higher. No, I wish I knew how to be a perfect market timer, but I don't.
I think finally for, investors that haven't been in the market that long and haven't experienced these major crashes, what kind of advice would you give to beginners on stock investing and how they approach the stocks that they want to invest in?
Well, let me just go back for a minute. If we see the Wall Street Journal start capitalizing new economy again, that will be a signal. That will be a sign for all of us that it's getting very late in the day. But the only way to survive, the only way to be an investor, whoever you are, is to invest only in what you know. I mean, everybody knows a lot about something, whether it's cars or fashion or something. There are things that people read about all the time. If you want to be a successful investor, good times or bad, that's what you invest in. Don't listen to hot tips. Hot tips will ruin you. Now, we all want to be rich this week, including me. I want to be rich this week too. I'll settle for this month. I want to be rich this month. But listening to hot tips, Andrew, will ruin you. If you want to be successful, stay with what you know and don't listen to other people and to hot tips. Now, some people say, but that's boring. You want to be successful, Andrew? Be boring. Be boring. When you go down to the bar on Saturday night, everybody will say, there's that boring guy. Be that boring guy and you'll be rich.
I wanted to thank you very much again for your time today. And, in 2024, I would love to follow up and, see how the market does, and would love to have another interview with you.
Well, one prediction I will make for you is we will have a 2024. 2024 is coming. I think we're also going to have in the U.S. an election in 2024. That's a pretty safe prediction, but there are not many other predictions that I feel too comfortable with going into the next year, because we have had the longest bull market in American history. It may go on forever. Never has. So I would urge everybody to be worried. And if they're worried, they will do a lot of research and then they'll be prepared. And if you're prepared, you can live through just about anything and even thrive no matter what happens. So be worried and be prepared. Be worried and get prepared if you're not already.
Thank you very much. I think that's a great advice for everyone that's investing and watching this interview. So again, thank you very much, Jim, for your time.
Thank you. Let's do it again next year if we have a next year. Okay?
All
if
right.
we have a 2024, I'll see you again next year. Okay?
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good luck.
All right.
조금이라도 도움이 되셨다면 주위 분들과 나눠주셨으면 너무 고맙겠고요. 구독과 라이크를 해주시면 더욱 감사하겠습니다.